This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast from the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up at underdogfantasy.com, promo code GOLF SGPN to get up to $1,000 in credits. Tune into the SGPN NFL Draft Show live. The party is for the entire round of round one of the NFL Draft, featuring all your favorite hosts and fans from SGPN. Thursday, 8 p.m., youtube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast. That's youtube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast. Edge Boost. Have you ever had your deposit blocked by your bank right after a big bet? Ever need to cash at 2 a.m. for another shot at the tables, but you hit your ATM limit? Edge Boost has your back. First ever bank account built for bettors, gives you fast, reliable access to your funds, making it easier to move money around when traditional banks will delay you. For you high rollers, you can move up to $250,000 in a day with Edge Boost Visa debit card. Never wait for a wire to clear. Every time you deposit, you get up to 0.5% back in bonuses. Edge Boost is a debit card for bettors with no credit checks, no minimum balance, and no usage fees. Simply verify your identity and you're ready to go. Edge Boost has a suite of responsible gambling tools to help you manage your bankroll and make informed decisions. Go to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. Sign up today. Okay, Dom, we are back. We're back for the Zurich Classic. I remember last week on our RBC Heritage show, we were like, we don't even know what event's next, but we're going to be back. And yeah. I'm happy that we have the Zurich. This is one of the most fun events of the year. These teams are electric, so I'm excited. So let's talk about some RBC Heritage. We both had Maverick McNeely, who gave us a real sweat on Sunday, gave us a really, really nice sweat. But let's just recap it. Talk to me about Justin Thomas. Talk to me about Maverick, how the sweat went, and just your RBC Easter experience.
Yeah, I think I've been saying since the beginning of the year, so almost 4 months now, that JT was going to win eventually. We caught some good numbers early on in the year. I liked him. I didn't like him at that specific number, so I didn't get there from a betting perspective. I didn't honestly have a huge card. I did have the Mav top six each way. Luckily, he made that last putt to cash that, so that was a decent payday because he was 66-1 when it opened and closed, I believe. So pretty decent, but 2 weeks in a row going into a playoff, got some really good golf, so can't complain.
Yeah, and that's another week you and I were on the same guy, and they ended up playing really well. So I don't know where your head's at this week, but it was a great watch for the RBC Heritage. Always fun having Andrew Novak in the mix. He's just, when he gets on the audio, when he gets on the caddy talk, it's always some great stuff. He's so honest, and he was so damn close. He's just playing such great golf. But yeah, JT was so dialed with the 7 to 10 foot par putts with those. He was making everything. He finally had a putting week, and like having Griner on the bag, I think was such a key to his success. Because Griner's so straightforward. He's not going to bullshit with him back and forth. Let's hit this stupid shot. No, Griner's telling him what to do. And I mean, Heritage is Harbor Town is a golf course that you have to hit one specific shot. You don't have many decisions, which kind of is where JT goes haywire sometimes. Right. So it was nice to see him. Obviously, I wish I could have got there because I bet him at the Players and I bet him at the Masters. But nonetheless, JT back in the winner's circle.
Yeah, and that last putt, the camera view from like the green was like right when it hit his putter face. I was like, that's it. He hit that so clean. It just was never a doubt. Middle of the cup, perfect speed. Like, good for him. I think.
Did you want him to win, or did you want Novak to pull it out? Did you want him to pull it out, or did you
win? I have JT in my season long. I've always been a JT guy, but it would have been nice to see Novak win, especially. I mean, in last fall he started really picking it up, but he really hasn't. He's barely hung on to a tour card for the last 2 years. So
yeah, little teaser. He's coming on the Vincerix pod tomorrow night. So
really,
it's gonna be a good one to get Novs. Nobody's playing better golf than him right now. So It's gonna be cool to have him on. You ready to get into the Zurich?
Let's do it.
All right, we have the Zurich Classic of New Orleans. You want to call it what you want, a bullshit event, a fun event, a week to take off. We're dialing in. We're betting the card. We're betting matchups. We're betting positionals. Shane Lowry, Rory McIlroy in a league of their own. They're 3.5 to 1 and 4 to 1 in some spots. I guess we'll talk about them really quick and then just go down the board. Defending champs. What's their? I don't think they're going to win, but like, what's their motivation? Like, why are they here?
Probably to go back to back. I mean, I think
they're dialed.
I think they're here for a reason. Yeah, I mean, I remember the video last year when they were just singing karaoke, chugging beers, and I don't know. Especially Rory just winning the Masters, like for him to come back and play in this. It's almost like the events that we've had the last couple weeks where it's like bet the market without Rory Scotty. But this is just a little bit different because there's so much volatility.
Is there a market for that? I haven't looked. Like,
no, I don't think there is. I'm just saying
right.
it almost seems like that to me because they're probably, I mean, by far the strongest pair, right? No one.
Yeah.
Even
Oh
really
no,
comes
without
close.
a doubt, without a doubt. And usually we have a little bit of a stronger tandem at the top. Like we've had Vic and Colin. We've had like Sam Burns and Billy. Xander and Cantlay, yeah. So it's really Shane. It's funny seeing Kurt Kitayama and a 12-1 next to it. But yeah, they're without a doubt the strongest team. I will say, I do not think Rory McIlroy has picked up a golf club since his Masters win. Maybe like today or yesterday. But
does it matter, though?
No. He flew back to Northern Ireland after the Masters win, celebrated for sure, as he should. Yep. And I think he honored this defense a while back. Like he was like, I'm going back to the Zurich. I'm sure he wanted to win the Masters, but I didn't think he was like, all right, I'm going to come in off of a Masters win. I think things could have changed. He could have denied it, but him and Shane are boys. They're just going to play.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take him on. This event's too volatile. Like think about who they were playing in the playoff last year. It was freaking Martin Trainer and Chad Ramey. Anyone can win.
Who have the alternate shot course record.
Like that's a joke. That's actually a joke.
And especially that happened in 2024, that Martin Trainer and Chad Ramey, who are literally two of the bottom barrel PGA Tour. I mean, they're both legit, not members, but they're like, that just proves that anything can happen in an alternate shot. And the alternate shot being 2 rounds is huge. Like you have to know how to play with your partner, how to set your partner up for success. I mean, everyone in the best ball is going to score. The alternate shot is kind of where you separate yourself.
Right. All right. So let's talk about these next 3 guys: Kurt K, Colin, Tommy Dietz, Bob, Posty, and Keith. Any of them catch your interest?
No, actually.
Really?
You?
Okay. I think I like Posty and Keith because some would say Keith is playing the best golf on the world on days named Thursday. And I think this is the format where, like, I don't think Keith can win a PGA Tour event. I think Keith and Posty can win this event. They balance each other well. They both make birdies in different ways. Keith bombs it. Posty's great on approach, and they're both playing okay golf.
Yeah.
I'd have to be with a 20. It can't be 18. But I like these two to vibe it out. Truthfully, they both are very familiar with each other's games, and I think if I have to go someone up here, it's Keith and Posty.
That's fair. I feel like the number's too short for the caliber of players that you're getting. I mean, it's a really good pair. Like the further you go down the board, there's definitely one golfer holding back the other. And when it comes to alternate shot, even best ball, it's going to hold somebody back. Like you can't have one guy carrying best ball. Both guys got to show up. So from that aspect, I don't mind it. I don't know. I feel like that 20 is a little bit short for me. It's hard.
Yes. No, I do agree. And it'd have to be, I'm not betting, they're 18 at DraftKings, and I'm not going to go to it at 18. It'd have to be 20 or greater. So let's go to the 5 teams who are 20 to 28 at DraftKings. We have the MAGA team of Taylor Moore and Wyndham Clark. We have Andy Noves and Ben Griffin, Aaron Ryan, Sahith Theegala, B-Ho and Hoagie, and then the Hoygaards. I know where your head's at. So go right in. Go right in.
So they missed the cut last year.
Did they?
But is there an event that fits the Hoygaards better than this one? Like realistically, you know what I mean? Because
no, you're right.
The chemistry. I don't have to sell anyone on the chemistry. They're twins.
If they made 18 birdies, I would not be surprised. Like they could be on the same hole, but I can see these two making 18 birdies on Thursday.
It's just the thing that scares me is they realistically could eject themselves in the second day in the alternate shot. But like last year, I think that's what happened last year. They shot a 68 on the first day, not great, and then a 71 on the alternate shot. So
there's a world where they shoot 54 on Thursday and then they shoot 89 on Friday.
Yeah,
that's just the type of players I would not be surprised at all. At all. But I'd be down for it. What chances do you have to bet these two together? Not many.
Not many.
Never.
Once a year for who knows how long.
I'm in. I'm so in.
Especially I feel like Rasmus last year wasn't what he is now. Not that he's playing great now, but he really took off summer to fall on the DP World Tour. Nikolai's been steady, but we know that they're both extremely volatile golfers. Kind of what we're looking for here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
And I think the number is good enough. 28-1. You can get the each way. I don't remember. I texted you last night. I don't even remember what I got them at.
I think it was 30 something, but I remember you texting me.
30.
And I'm sure there's a better number available.
Boosted to 41. So love that.
That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. Yeah, I do like them, and especially if you're starting your card around this number too. Like you can get some nice numbers down the board if you don't like anyone from the top.
Yeah, and this is the week where, I mean, we're going to get to long shots, but this is the week where if you have access to an each way, bet some bombs, because you can have two guys who are horrible just pop at the top of the leaderboard. And
because they know how important this week is. Like this week gets you, if you win, like Hardy and Taylor winning this event a few years, or Hardy and Riley winning this event a few years ago, had no business winning this event and being in elevated events down the rest of the year. So they know what this week could be.
And I remember, I think it was the fall swing last year. Nick Hardy was outside of the top 125 and wasn't playing. And I was like, why is Nick Hardy not trying to get his card? And I was like, oh, he won the Zurich. He's already
bullshit.
His card.
I don't think it should, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's fair. It gives guys a shot, and they have enough sponsor exemptions and Corn Ferry guys to it's fine that you get a PGA Tour card out of this. I think it's well deserved. I mean, it's definitely not easy to win this event. But there are definitely quite a bit of guys this year who have the opportunity to lock themselves in for a couple of years.
Yeah, I want to touch on Ryan Thigala. I was not really planning on even talking about them or potentially betting them, but Rye's played so well in this event with David freaking Lipsky. And not that Sahith Thigala is in unbelievable form or anything, but there's a bit of a difference between Sahith Thigala and David Lipsky. And I think they're a perfect balance of steadiness and electricity. So thoughts on those guys, or thoughts on any of those other 20 to 28 teams?
Yeah, I haven't bet them yet, but if I'm going to start my card anywhere, I think that's where it's at, because, I mean, I'm not looking too much at form or stats or anything. It's
I'm not looking at shit. I don't want to.
What is the player's ceiling almost? Or what is the best version of themselves that we could possibly see? And when you pair Aaron Rai and Sahith Thigala together, I mean, heading into the year, these are two of the top 25 golfers, in terms of fantasy rankings. I would say Rai was top 20 in the world heading into the year. And I think Sahith thought that, he was going to have a great year. A lot of people thought that he was going to have a great year.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I'm just high on their ceilings. And I think they could, because Rise played so well in this event with Lipsky, so I could see it happening there. Let's go to the 30 and 40 range. We'll kind of bunch this together. I'm not going to list off anyone, but stop me if you have any. Bryce Gurnett and Sepp Straka. I don't believe I can bet Bryce at 30-1.
Too short.
The Canadians, Thorbjornsen and Phillips, Grazerman, Etch. They're drifting a little bit. The DP World Tour guys, Laurie Cancer and Jordan Smith, Akshay and Carson Young. And any other guys in this range that you're possibly seeing? Anyone catch your eye?
There's quite a bit in this range.
Okay, talk to me.
Especially, so if we get to 50.
50.
I sent you the Instagram about an hour ago, but Laurie Cantor and Jordan Smith have a history. Have played together in these type of formats before. I didn't dig too deep into it, but Jordan Smith is coming off of a, second place finish.
Yeah, he should have won last week. It was a bad beat. He should have won.
Laurie Cantor snuck his way into the top 50 in the world to get a spot in the Masters. Hasn't been playing good, but still to creep into the top 50 in the world, there's something you kind of got to say about that. So I don't mind them too. Another one who I feel like you are probably on as well, but Thorbjornsen and Phillips is an amazing pairing. I don't know.
Did you see who they're playing with in the first two rounds?
No.
They're playing with the Hoges. Appointment television. I tweeted we need every angle, every shot, and a 4D shot tracker on that pairing or that quadruple.
If they're feeding off each other, we could get 2 course records.
Yeah, we could get a course record and like a course record in the opposite direction,
Yeah,
like the highest score ever shot at
but
TPC Louisiana.
Thor finally showed something.
I know he played really well. He
Carl,
bogeyed
we already know
the
Carl's
last.
upside.
Also, really quickly, did you see any of the Corrales, or do you have any Corrales bets?
No,
So
I
I
had
had
nothing.
a Toasty, who I guess we can lead into talking about Toasty too here.
Yeah,
I had Toasty post 13 under. He shot 4 under in the final round, and the winning score ended up being 14. But he posted it like 2 hours before the leaders finished. And I'm telling you, the Corrales turned into like the hardest U.S. Open plus Open Championship weather-wise. It was blowing 700 miles an hour, and the leaders just kept bogeying every single hole. And 18 was a hard hole. It was into the fan, like a 200-yard approach shot. The guys were hitting like long irons. Garrick stuffed one to like 9 feet when every single one was coming up short and three putting up the hill or going long and not getting it up and down. So if Garrick wouldn't have, ended up making par. He missed the birdie putt, but Toasty was right there, and he missed a 10-inch putt on hole like 8 to would have been the difference to get into the playoffs. So
what'd you get him at?
freaking Toasty, 45.
That's pretty good.
I know,
That's pretty
but
good in that field.
he's the same number
And
this week too.
how do you feel about him with Highsmith? Because I mean, Highsmith
Weirdest
is
team,
one of the better birdie
Bermuda
makers. I
guys.
mean, in the last 8 months, he's just been making birdies like no one else.
I think Toasty asked Highsmith to be on the team, and Highsmith was too scared to say no. Like I think that's how it went. Because who's gonna say freaking no to Toasty?
Unless, I mean, they wouldn't have played
They can't.
Corn
Ferry,
Ferry
yeah,
together, would they?
yeah. No,
Yeah,
they
2
would have.
years ago. Yeah.
So all right, let's go down to this like next range of golfers. Ryan Fox and PGA Tour winner 2 times, Garrett Kigo. Bermuda Max, Sam Stevens, Ryan Gerard, long course specialist, and Danny Walks, long course specialist. The Fitzes, Davis and Svensson. Anyone 50 to 60. Throwing some 70 names: Bud Cauley, Kevin Tway, Frankie Saps, Jake Knapp. There's some names down here: Davis Riley, Nick Hardy, the Paul brothers. Anyone here? And it's not Jake Paul. It's Yannick Paul and Jeremy Paul.
Not the Paul brothers you guys are thinking of. Nothing catches my eye. I mean, if you're looking at recent form, the Paul brothers obviously have to be considered at 80 to 1.
They both almost
there's
won
some
last
value
week.
there. They're coming off
Yannick
of like
played really well in China. I don't know what he finished.
Yeah, and they're coming off. I honestly didn't even realize he had a brother until last week.
Yannick won in Malaysia, I believe. He's a birdie maker. He plays really well on like positional birdie tracks. Not that this is necessarily that, but he can make birdies in bunches. They're both shorter hitters, but they have to be comfortable with each other's games.
Oh my God, looking at Yannick's history since like the summer.
It's not been great.
4, 5, 6, 7 out of 8 missed cuts, a T43 and a third.
If you look at his long-term like history, like the last 2 years,
Couple
he used to be a
seconds.
stud in Europe. He when he gets going, he gets going.
So volatile, which is what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And Jeremy's been honestly pretty solid this year for a rookie.
He's like low-key an alt-event specialist. Like I like Jeremy, but I also want your opinion. I kind of like the Fitzes because they're like 25 in this event every single year, and they've talked about how important this event means. Matt had his best ball striking week since the Players of 23 at Hilton Head last week, and they know what this win can mean. Like they treat this as a major because they know what it means for Alex to get his card and to get his status.
It's everything. It's just Fitz let me down, and then right when I started fading him, he started coming back. So it's hard for me.
You're not the Fitz guy.
It's hard for me to get back in on that, but. Yeah, I mean, what more motivation do you need than to get your brother a PGA Tour card for 2 years? And yourself, honestly.
Right. He needs something to go the right way.
Let's not ignore the fact that Matt Fitz isn't in a great spot, right?
Yeah, no, you're definitely right about that. So I don't mind him. Let's go. Let's talk some triple digits. I don't know if they're quite triple digits here or in every spot, but Sammy V playing some good golf, birdie maker, and safety hazard, but first round leader specialist Ben Silverman. Jackson Suber, Pearson Coody, love that team. SMU Mustangs, Mac Meisner, Noah Goodwin. Anyone down here you want to give it a look to?
God, I don't mind Chris Ventura and Antoine
Rosner, dude,
at
talk about heavy
125.
ball. Those guys mash it, absolutely mash it. I used to bet when Vic and Ventura played in this event together. I bet them, and Ventura carried Vic. Vic had like a horrible week, and Ventura played so well. I remember that.
I mean, if you're just looking at who they're priced around, right?
Right. No, I think that's fair. I think it's fun. Camilo and Luke Donald are playing together. That's funny.
Is Hayden Buckley, Braden Thornberry going to be on your card?
Dude, you know Braden Thornberry. And I freaking like Braden T. Every time I see him in practice rounds, flushes to oblivion. And, I mean, this event means a lot to those two.
He can putt.
Yeah. Wait, who's he playing with again? Oh, Buck. I
Buckley.
mean, Bermuda. Buckley's only played well on Bermuda. He hasn't been playing great golf since he got injured a few years ago, but I don't mind. I don't mind the Buck.
And that's one where, I mean, can you get top 20s this week? I'm sure you can, but they're going to be great value.
Top 20 Thornberry, 7.5 to 1.
Oh my God.
On DraftKings.
You're almost better off just betting the 500 and hoping for a sweat, hoping for a cash out. Actually, at that point, you wouldn't even
dude, if you make the cut, I think 30 teams make the cut. So if you make the cut, you're live.
You are.
I'm down. So, all right, you want to run back to the top and give our 3 bets and then a positional?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'll start us off. I'll go down a little bit. The Canadians, Nick Taylor and Adam Hadwin. This event means a lot to them. I know the President's Cup is not this year, but they really wanted to play well in this event last year to make the President's Cup, and I think they're 2 well-equipped golfers for the price that they are, 35 to 1 around some of these guys. They know their games well. They know how to make birdies in different ways, so I like the Canadians.
I'm going to start with the Hoygaards at 28 to 1. Unfortunately, the number got a little bit lower, but it's almost impossible for me to not bet these two at this event. Just considering how much we've talked them up, how much we've talked about their game over the last year, or however long. But yeah, I'm going to start with the Hoygaards at 28 to 1.
All right. I feel like this is just a disrespectful number, and a guy who plays well, sometimes in poor form when his number drifts, EVR and Seabez.
I like that.
I just think vibes, the South Africans. I mean, South Africans have won on tour already this year. I like it. We know what these two know how to win, more EVR than Seabez, but I think it's 60 to 1 in this field on those two, priced next to Quade Cummins and Chris Gotterup, Nate Lashley and Hayden Springer. I think it's a good call value wise.
Next one, I have to run it back with Mike Thorbjornsen and Carl Phillips. I know they have a history. I believe they played together in college. Once we're off of this show, I'm going to go bet them at 50 to 1 with a top 6 each way. Tune in to them and the Hoygaards.
All right, I'm going to go with a long shot. Actually, no, not this group. I'll save that for a positional. Still a long shot. Jackson Zuber and Pearson Coody. Suber's been playing some good golf of late. Coody played nice the first 2 rounds of the Corrales, and he plays really well in easy conditions. I like these two's games paired together. So 90 to 1, 100 to 1, Subs and Coody.
And my last one, I'm gonna stay at 80 to 1 with Ryo and Takumi. I think that
the Japs
upside of the upside of them two is also overlooked, and I think they're a little bit mispriced, especially the way that Ryo's been playing. I mean, he's had how many top 10s in the last couple months? So
I love this call on Celinda and Velo. I really do too. Celinda's played so nice the earliest part of the season. Velo's finally finding his footing. They play very different styles of golf, but I think it could balance itself out with Celinda bombing it and just hopefully bikes get. I call it Velo bikes because that's how you say bike in French, Velo. So I think bikes can heat up with the approach game. But my positional is going to be Will Gordon and Matthew Riedel. Will Gordon is a guy who can make birdies in bunches. I don't know too much about Matthew Riedel's game, but what's getting me on these two is when I'm out at these regular events for practice rounds, they're always playing practice rounds together. So they're clearly best boys and comfortable with each other's games. 3.5 to 1 on a top 20. guys who need to play well in a certain event like this, I'll give it a shot.
And I'm gonna go right back down to Rosner and Ventura.
Okay.
Top 10 is, I can't find it. Oh,
Probably
plus
like
650.
4-1. 650. All right, that is a vibe for sure. So that wraps up the Zurich bets. Next week we have the Byron, I believe, back to normal stroke play, and then we have a nice run of elevated majors. So you guys know where to find us. You guys know, reach out with any questions, and thank you for listening. As always, Dom, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week.
Good luck.